On Google Hangouts, I'm joined by one of South Africa's best commercial horse breeders and the only black female in the industry, Phindi Kema. So Phindi, tell me, what is the horse breeding and the horse racing industry all about?
Well, it is an industry that in South Africa was established by the British over 280 years ago. It is structured in this manner. You have four pillars. That is the farming aspect of it. That is where the horses are bred. The second level, it is where the horses are actually owned. Third is where the horses are trained, and the fourth is where generally the public gets to participate, and that is where we see people coming to the races, and that's what the industry in a nutshell is about. You have a regulator called the National Horse Racing Authority. The National Horse Racing Authority, this is one of the bone of contention in this case. It is a body that is meant to be independent, impartial, and harmonize the industry. But then, this body, is funded and controlled by the two race operators who are meant to be regulated by the regulator. So these two race operators have direct representation on the National Horse Racing Authority, which compromises the actual regulation and administration of horse racing. Yes, there's one aspect. The aspect that relates to the betting is regulated by the gambling boards, the provincial gambling boards, and on the basis of the Gambling Act. The difference is that what is happening, within the gambling side of things is really outside the scope of the industry. It is not the mechanics of your racing, the fixtures, the ownership of horses, and all other things that are hidden. That is where the issues are, and my unhappiness, actually.
Very interesting that you bring the fact that the industry is not actually well regulated, because just a couple of months ago you launched a complaint for anti-competitive behavior, at the tribunal. So how is this going? And tell me just a brief background of why did you do this? What was happening at the time?
Look, this came into being when I was offered by Phumelela Gaming and Leisure Limited the racecourse in Port Elizabeth in 2010. It is a matter that has been investigated by the Competition Commission, and now the matter has been referred to the Competition Tribunal. My unhappiness relates to the fact that Phumelela made ridiculous demands that would have made it difficult for me to actually run my business independent of Phumelela, because they demanded that I use their license because in their view, they have exclusivity in the totalizator in this country. And the second part is the fact that they demanded that I hand over my racing fixtures to Phumelela because they would actually run my fixtures. That means they'll be in control of the revenues of the company that I've established. Now, that is where this whole thing started. It then led to more stuff coming out, and it's stuff that was uncovered through the Competition Commission process, which then led to another complaint being opened with the public protector, in as far as the way, Phumelela Gaming and Leisure Limited was established in 1997, and also the way the race courses that are owned in this country by people of South Africa as well as by municipalities ended up with Phumelela. And we're talking about now an agreement that was signed between the horse racing industry and the Gauteng provincial government in 1997. Now the issue is why, other provinces' assets were incorporated into an agreement signed with the Gauteng provincial government. That is the Eastern Cape assets, Free State assets, and the Northern Cape assets. For me, the issue is my intention is to get started in the Eastern Cape, and the Arlington Racecourse is a racecourse that's in the Eastern Cape. How it got to Phumelela is where we've had to actually go and have and require the public protector's assistance, and that is what the public protector is investigating at this point. Now, the issue of the merger that I objected to when it was brought before the competition authorities in 2012, it has reached a point where now I have taken my locus standi appeal to the Constitutional Court, because I believe the Competition Act doesn't allow me to appeal a decision that affects me, and also that on a matter that I have an interest in, where when the merger was brought before the commission, I was the sole objector. So I participated during the Competition Commission investigation. I participated during the Competition Tribunal investigation. So my issue is, why am I not allowed or considered as an interested party or affected party? Because I believe I am affected by the decision, a decision that gives Phumelela 8 provinces of the 9 provinces in this country. Now, the 9th province being KwaZulu-Natal, and that is where Gold Circle is racing. Now, this whole matter, unfortunately, has had negative effects in as far as the industry is concerned. And I am, disturbed that the regulator, has actually failed previously to see a point of actually, dealing with this matter. That the matter has escalated to this point is disturbing. When we have a regulator in the industry that is meant to harmonize the industry, that is meant to play a role that is independent. The fact that the regulator is funded by Phumelela and Gold Circle is a big issue, in the sense that it compromises the regulator's, independence, and the regulator is not in a position to deal with matters it needs to deal with.
Okay, so just take me through what has been going on, especially with the appeal at the Constitutional Court. What has been the outcome?
At this point, we await a decision, because the date is going to be set by the Constitutional Court. We have lodged our papers. The merging parties have received their papers. And at this stage, I can say that the National Horse Racing Authority has actually made advances to ensure that there is a discussion. We are, discussing, and and it's early days to say, what the outcome is going to be. It's pretty premature to say it's a good thing or bad thing, but I can say, at least, we are talking. We're not talking through lawyers.